Okay, we have started. All right, welcome everyone. So today we're going to be talking about what you can do if you are feeling down, you're feeling a little bit hopeless, maybe things aren't going the way that you want them to. What can you do when you are in this state, and how can you change it so that you feel happier? Okay, so if this is your first time joining me, thank you, Deborah, for sharing the live on TikTok. I really appreciate that. Welcome, everybody. So we're going to be talking about this stuff. And like I said, if this is your first time joining me, my name is Tina. I'm a happiness coach. And the stuff that I share here based on my own personal experience, things that I've done, things that I know to work. And I want to share this with you guys so that it can possibly help somebody who needs to hear this. Okay, so being a happiness coach doesn't mean I am always happy. These are things and tools that I use for myself to get myself back on track. And sometimes that is on an hourly basis, sometimes that's a daily basis, sometimes I'm perfectly fine and everything's great. But if you're feeling down, you're definitely going to want to stick around and stay and listen to these 5 tips that can help you get back on track. And even if this isn't something that you personally are feeling down about, maybe it's somebody in your life that they're feeling down and they might need this help from you. And so these are good tools to be able to learn and be able to implement and possibly help somebody that you know that is feeling down. So the first thing is, unfortunately, we got to start with negativity. Yes, nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody will often push down your negativity. You're too angry, you're too sad, you're too frustrated, you're just annoying to be around, you're such a drag, you're a downer, all of this kind of stuff. And that can cause us to pretend that we're okay and pretend that we're feeling all right. And so what you need to do is, the first thing is, you need to get really clear on the specifics of what it is that you're feeling down about. And so this may mean addressing some of those more negative feelings that aren't so comfortable. Maybe you feel really angry about something, but you're not allowed to be angry about it, or you don't want to upset those around you. So you try to hold it in, or you find other ways to cope or numb the feelings. And without getting specific, without getting the clarity on the specifics of what's making you feel down, and at the very least, being able to admit that to yourself, there will be no progress. There will be nothing that will get you to the stage of feeling happy again. So you definitely have to be very, very clear about what it is that you're feeling down about, those things that you're feeling negative about. And oftentimes, if we're feeling down, it's because we also feel stuck. And so a lot of times we've tried to do things to solve some of the challenges that we're facing, some of the reasons that we feel down, and maybe the things that we've tried haven't been successful. And so what ends up happening is, if we try a certain number of times and things don't end up showing the positive results, but we don't know what else to try, we end up feeling stuck. And this can add to feelings of hopelessness and feeling depressed and all of that kind of stuff. And you really need to address the specifics around why you feel that you can't do something. And maybe it is also along the lines of not so much that you can't, maybe there's a reason why you don't want to do something, but you're not able to admit that to yourself. And so this goes, clarity around steps 1 and steps 2 are really important, to be able to be clear about what it is that you're trying to solve for, and what it is that you're really feeling down about, and why you feel that you're not able to change those circumstances. And maybe, and again, this is stuff that other people don't want to hear, but you can't get through to the stage of happiness if you don't go through these stages. So you may have to go through a phase of blaming other people. It's their fault, and you know what? That could be 100% right. And I know a lot of times people want you to skip to the end, and at the end of the day, we are responsible for our own lives, and other people's behaviors towards us can hold us back if we allow it. But you can't just skip to those steps. I tried doing that several times myself. And until you get to the point where you have to go through that angry phase, you have to go through that, you know what, this thing that happened wasn't right. It wasn't fair. I'm pissed off about it. I'm angry about it. And that alone, just shifting to being able to do that, you'll go from feeling down and hopeless to having more energy of being tapped into that anger, right? And now you have to be careful. You don't want to be lashing out at others. You want to recognize and acknowledge the feelings that you're having so that you can progress through them. The next stage that you're going to do is you're going to go through and you're going to examine the reasons that you've come up with of why you think you can't do something. Maybe you don't have the resources, maybe there's somebody that's blocking you, maybe it's not possible, or a number of things would need to change in order for that thing to happen. And so you end up having to take a look at those. Sometimes we also, when we're examining the reasons of why we can't, we have to examine the expectations versus reality. So sometimes it's not that the things that we're doing aren't working, it's just they're not working fast enough for us, or they're not turning out the way that we thought that they would. So that can lead to the feelings of feeling down or hopeless around certain situations. So when we start looking at it, we have to start to question and analyze our own beliefs. And is this actually true? Is this actually true? Or is it, well, no, it does work, but you know what, I'm only getting these results. And that could be from anything. It could be something, maybe you're trying to grow your TikTok social media and you're like, I'm not getting any interaction. By the way, feel free to tap the screen, share the live, make comments, ask questions. Maybe you're feeling frustrated by those kind of things, that it's not working. And is it that it's not working, or you haven't examined that sometimes it does work and sometimes it doesn't work? So then you have to take a look at, well, what is working, what isn't working, and start to analyze the behaviors that you're doing, what you can contribute, what you actually have control over. You don't have control over the other people, but you can create situations or environments that help improve things. And so this can work in your personal life, in your professional life. Maybe you aren't getting interactions from the people that you work with, and they're not, submitting their reports on time. They're not doing certain things that you need them to do, and you find that you're getting frustrated, you're feeling down that nothing's working, and you're getting upset about it. So you end up thinking, well, geez, this isn't working, but in reality, it does work sometimes. And then figuring out those pieces of what is working and what isn't working, and really taking a look, is it that it's not working, or is it you have to adjust your expectations? Maybe it is working, but it's taking longer. And this can be, maybe your weight loss or your fitness goals or your financial goals, whatever those things are. You might feel discouraged and hopeless around those situations just because it's not working out the way you want it in the timing that you want it. So really analyze what it is. Is it working or is it not working? And what do you need to change? The fourth thing is you need to identify the roadblocks and your limiting beliefs around them. So roadblocks can be certain things of you believe that things can happen, you believe that things can change, but there's certain circumstances, certain situations that you can't actually change it right now. So Now, there may be roadblocks or challenges that are in the way that are preventing you from being able to take those steps forward. And being able to identify those then starts giving you a little bit more of a targeted list of things that you can actually change to improve the situation, and breaking it down into smaller blocks rather than trying to brush everything with the, or paint everything with the same brush, right? You want to be able to say, okay, I can change this piece, even though I can't change, like I can change part A, but I can't change B, C, D, or E yet. And identifying what those things are, well, what can you do to change part A, and then start working on that piece. And then the next thing is, then you can start looking at, okay, well, part B, what do I need in order to change part B if you can't actually change it in this moment? What are the things that you need to do to actually change it? Do you need to build up resources? Do you need to get people in place? Do you need to have a conversation about things that you need to change, and doing some of those harder things? So this now starts to shift your perspective from being in a place where things are feeling down, where you're feeling hopeless, that things can't change, to starting to believe, okay, well, I can change part A, even if I can't change the other letters of the alphabet right now. But just being able to identify that will actually start shifting your limiting beliefs from this is impossible to, okay, well, this part is possible. Once I get that piece underway, then I can do this next piece. And so that will also have to go back to identifying and examining your beliefs and the expectations versus reality. So a lot of times it's our expectations that need adjustment, that rather than the actual tasks or tools that we need to change. Now, sometimes it is absolutely. I mean, if you are doing things online and you don't have a certain software that you need to make things easier for you, well, there are other ways to do it. Maybe it's just going to take longer. So there's always ways that we can find to solve a problem. It may not be in the ideal way that we want to solve it right now, but if we can at least make progress and we can start moving forward, then that's going to alleviate a lot of the feelings of feeling down and feeling powerless and feeling hopeless about the situation. And you'll start to feel happier as you start to take action. Okay? So the fifth thing is adjusting our expectations and focusing on the things that you actually have control over. And I can promise you, your radius of control doesn't go beyond your own personal finger. So you can stretch your arms out, you can focus on other people, and if they would just do this and if they would change that, then everything would be fine. Well, that's great. And maybe that might be true, but that's not going to make you happy in the moment. What you need to do is focus on, well, what are the things that I can change? So if you don't like a certain situation, you can choose not to be in that situation. You're like, well, no, I can't do that, Tina, because of all these reasons. Again, this goes back to step 2. List all those reasons of what you think you can't do, and then start examining, is that true? Or expectations versus reality. I could do that, but that would blow up my whole life, or that would cost way too much money. So it's not that you can't do it, it's you don't want the consequences of these other limitations that may happen if you take that particular action. So I remember a friend of mine had said to me one time, like, when you're brainstorming ideas, make sure that you put every possibility down and not try to edit or censor yourself in that process, because say you're short on money. One of the options that you could do is you could rob a bank, right? And it's like, I'm not recommending that. I'm not saying anybody should do that. but that is something you could list down. Now, most people do not want the consequences or the risk involved with trying to rob a bank, because that could go very, very badly, and there's good reason not to do that. So, but at least allowing yourself to kind of open your mind to other possibilities. And it also brings out this silly side to you, that allows you to tap into a creative side of starting to look for possible solutions that you had maybe been shutting down, and turning your ideas or your ability to see that as an option. So when we allow ourselves to jokingly put something like that down, then we can start opening up to new possibilities and new ways of looking at things. And so then we can start to focus on, okay, well, these are things that are within my control. So now I can start putting action plans into place, and I can start taking steps towards fixing these things that at the beginning of this process I felt were hopeless, and I was just feeling down and nothing could change and it's never going to get any better. And a lot of times people will try to jump to the, well, that's not a very positive way of looking at things, and you shouldn't feel that way, and of course things will get better, and don't worry about it, tomorrow's going to be another day, and all of those various platitudes that people will tell you. And while ultimately they are right, it doesn't make you feel very happy. It doesn't make you feel validated in the moment. And this is why we need to go through this process. And the more that you do this process, the better you're going to become at really understanding what it is that you need to focus on to be able to make the changes that are within your control, and then start looking at the things that maybe are not in your control, that you maybe need to start asking for outside help, or and if you don't feel like you're in a place where you can get the outside help that you need, then what kind of things can you do for yourself right now, today, to make things better for yourself? Because just instantly having somebody give you the solution is not going to actually make you happy. In fact, it'll make you feel probably dependent on somebody else for that solution. So learning to go through the struggle, learning to go through the process of understanding what it is that you need to be able to change and shift your happiness. And once you start focusing on those things, the things that are within your control, you're not going to be in that place of feeling down. You're not going to be in that place of feeling hopeless. And you might have to swallow your pride on some things, and you might have to do things that you don't want to do, or you didn't think that you were ever going to have to do, but you are in this situation that you do need to make some different choices. You maybe need to hurt somebody else's feelings in order to do the things that you need to do, so that you're not in this down and hopeless place anymore. And so sometimes that can be one of the biggest challenges. It's not that we can handle the suffering ourselves, but a lot of times we don't want other people to suffer because of things that we've done. But that isn't a good enough reason for you to sit and stay in a situation where you no longer feel like you have any hope for the future, that you feel down, and that you don't feel like you can truly be happy because you're so busy pretending to be what you think everybody else wants you to be. So that is the training for today, guys. I hope you found this enjoyable. I hope you found it helpful, that you can implement some of the tools that I've talked about today, and let me know if you found this helpful. I do direct coaching, and I also have a community that I'm creating that is a daily dose of happiness, where I'll do a topic similar to this. Based on the community, they may bring up certain things that they want to talk about or they want insight on, and I may do a specific training on that. and then you'll be able to give your feedback, your information of what it is that you got from the training today, and then we'll have a group conversation about it. And then you can also ask questions of things that you're going through, maybe personal difficulties that you need some support with, and then we can help with a daily dose of happiness. So that's the community that I'm wanting to build. If that's something that you're interested in, please send me a DM and I'll be happy to give you more information about that. If you feel like you would like some more private one-on-one coaching, I am open to that. I'm very selective of who I work with, so if you want support with that, maybe you don't feel like you can really talk to anybody in your immediate vicinity, that you don't want to burden them with the challenges that you're going through, and because it can always be really challenging to try and talk with your family and friends, because if you start talking about these feelings, then they start feeling very concerned about you, and then their feelings get in the mix, and they might try to rush you through that process of not wanting you to feel a certain way, wanting you to hurry up and get better. And that hurry up and get better just causes you to stuff those feelings back down again, and that leads to feeling numb, it leads to feeling down, it feels hopeless that you can't change things, and you definitely want to be able to have a place where that you can talk about those things. And I'm not going to be somebody that's going to be upset because you're feeling upset. I can hold that space for you. I've been able to hold that space for myself and many others, and these are things that you'll be able to talk about in a place that will give you that safe place to really talk and let down all the roles that hi, how will we get an appointment in the near future? Okay, so Chris, I sent you the Calendly link, so book in that coffee time with me. If there's anybody else that would like the link, I'll give you my Calendly link. We can set up a 30-minute coffee meeting. We can talk about what it is that you're looking to change, what it is that you are feeling is making you unhappy in this particular moment. And then we can talk about whether or not I'm the best person to help you through that process. If I don't think it's me, then I will definitely refer you to another coach. I know quite a few people in the community, so if I think somebody else is better suited to help you, I will recommend that. But my ultimate goal, whether or not we work together on a professional level, is to give you value on that call so that you have the information that you need of whether or not we fit together, whether or not you feel that you can truly open up to me. Because if you don't feel that you can be open, honest, and authentic, then there's no point in moving forward in the coaching process, because in order for you to get the help that you need to feel like you can actually express what's going on with you, and that you need to feel like you are heard by me, and I need to know that I can actually help you through that process. And like I said, if I can't, then I'll point you in the right direction and try to get you as many resources as I possibly can. So guys, if you want more information, please DM me. If you're jumping in partway through and you want to know, you want to catch the replay on this training or some of the other trainings, check out my YouTube channel, which is Coach Tina B 125. I upload a lot of my replays there, so yeah, you can get some help, some support from that, get some insight. There's lots of videos. I think probably up to about 170 or so. So yeah, and a variety of different topics. And if there's anything that you guys really would like me to create a training on that might help you, let me know and I'll create that, because you're probably not the only person that needs some help with that. And there's a lot of resources and information. And one of my biggest challenges is trying to stick to something, because I do have a lot of information that I can share. And so if it's something that's more business related, you're dealing with challenges around your employees, that it's their emotions that are causing you problems, with your business and your emotions, and it's just causing you to feel down and drained, let me know. I can do a training on that. Maybe it is something going on in your relationships or your friendships or your family or the loss of a loved one. Whatever major changes that you are going through in your life, there's a process to help you move through it in a way that you can truly be authentically happy. So, guys, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you found it helpful. Come back again tomorrow. Bring a friend. Tell them about this channel. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, or subscribe, okay? I know, I gave way too many things and I went against everything that they always teach me, but hey, progress, not perfection. So, guys, that's it. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.